Hi there, this is Kassie, and these are the weekly tarot predictions for all signs for the week of July 22 to July 28. If you're looking for a personal reading with me, you can find me at www.kassiekai.com, where I offer live chat sessions. You will get 3 free minutes with your subscription to use in your first session. And if you want to make the most of those 3 free minutes, I will ask you to give me your first name, your date of birth, and your questions, of course. 3 minutes pass very quickly, so make sure you have those details ready, and I will give you as much info as I can. Now, if you prefer an email reading, you will find various options on my e-shop. I have some fantastic discounts at the moment on email readings, including a huge discount on the past life reading, previously €200, now only €70. And that's 65% off. And you can get a quick yes or no answer for only €5. Don't forget to explore the free content on my website, including the card of your birthday, insightful articles on tarot, and 2 card combinations. If you are new to my channel, I'm so glad you have found us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our ever-growing community of tarot enthusiasts. On this channel, we make daily predictions. You can find the card of the day. There's a playlist I put in the description below, where you will also find other useful links to my social media. For example, if you are looking to connect with me on Facebook, I make a daily prediction. It's the same card as here on YouTube, but it's more detailed. So we can connect there too if you want. You will find the links to my website, of course, my ebooks. There are 2 ebooks I have written so far. One that explains each tarot card in great detail, and another ebook if you're a tarot reader and you want to know how to make money from reading the cards. Plus, you can catch up on last week's predictions by clicking the link in the upper right corner of this video. So stay tuned and let's see what the cards have in store for us this week. For Aries, we had the Knight of Cups and now the King of Pentacles. Last week you may have experienced moments of inspiration, or you received support from others, or there were good news and positive developments in one of your relationships, because the Knight of Cups is basically a card of love, of relationships. So, and also it was a week where creativity played a significant role, most likely. Now the King of Pentacles brings a more practical vibe, brings a focus on practical matters and material success. So this week you will possibly see the completion of an important task or a reward that comes with hard work and dedication. You will experience tangible outcomes and you will get the continued support from influential figures in your life. In your career, you will move from creative endeavors, to producing tangible results in your professional life. So there might be the successful completion of an important project, or you may receive recognition for your efforts or even get a raise. The King of Pentacles encourages you to stay practical and to continue building on your success with the support of key individuals. You will have support of people in authority positions. If you want to know how someone feels, the King of Pentacles indicates that someone has a more practical and realistic approach to your relationship. It's not that feelings aren't there, but they consider the practical aspects and circumstances surrounding your relationship. It's important to understand their realistic viewpoint and find a balance between emotions and practicality in your connection this week. Strong days are from Friday to Sunday. For Taurus, we had the 5 of Wands and now it's the High Priestess. Last week, you may have found yourself in situations that require you to assert yourself in some way, or to resolve a disagreement, or to compete with others for recognition. So it was a week where your energy was focused on handling conflicts, most likely, but also on standing out from the crowd in some way. Now the energy is more intuitive and more mysterious with the High Priestess, because the High Priestess brings a focus on intuition first of all, but it also shows hidden influences, secrets, and behind-the-scenes activity. So this card represents the need to look beyond the surface and pay attention to those subtle signs and inner wisdom that you get. It's a time when you might find yourself working quietly behind the scenes and relying on your intuition to guide you, which is the best you can do this week. In your career, you may find out there are hidden influences affecting the dynamics at work, like someone who has a secret agenda or people working behind the scenes. And the High Priestess encourages you to be observant and attentive, especially to those undercurrents in your workplace. Look for hidden factors that might be impacting your projects or your decisions, and you will find that it's a time to work discreetly and let your inner guidance lead the way. If you want to know how someone feels, the High Priestess shows that there are feelings, but those feelings have not been expressed yet. In some cases, the High Priestess shows there are only platonic feelings. So emotions might be kept under wraps this week, and there's a sense of mystery or unspoken words in a romantic situation. It's important again to tune into your intuition and be aware of the subtleties in your relationship. Strong days are Monday and Tuesday. For Gemini, we had the Queen of Cups and now the Queen of Swords. Last week you may have found yourself in situations where empathy, care, understanding played a significant role. So maybe you expressed how you feel towards someone, towards a situation, or someone expressed their feelings to you. The Queen of Cups generally puts a focus on relationships, but now we move on to the rational vibe of the Queen of Swords. So following the emotional atmosphere of the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords brings a focus on logic, reason, also clear communication, because swords are communication. So this week you will be making decisions with a level-headed approach, and you may also seek some reasonable compromises. You may find yourself becoming less emotional, more analytical. In your career too, this could involve significant discussions and the need for clear and precise communication, especially if there have been issues that caused confusion or uncertainty. So try to be very mindful of how you express your thoughts this week. The Queen of Swords encourages you to be articulate, direct, and careful with your words, as someone may try to cause issues by turning your words against you. If you want to know how someone feels, the Queen of Swords indicates that someone is getting a little detached emotionally, as they want to do the right thing. Now, what their right thing is may not be fully aligned with what your right thing is. So you may find that emotions take a backseat this week to reason and logic. This person might be focusing on making decisions that are just rather than purely emotional. Strong days of this week are from Friday to Sunday. For Cancer, we had the Two of Wands and now it's the Nine of Wands. Last week you may have been contemplating different options or making decisions or considering future paths. You may have found yourself in situations where you were a bit indecisive or you weighing different possibilities and you were trying to determine the best course of action. Now the Nine of Wands brings a need to defend yourself or something or someone important in your life by standing your ground, by defending your position, which means that you might face opposition this week. In some way, you will have to protect what you've worked for, or even you may be faced with a challenge. You will find yourself becoming more decisive, though, compared to last week, and ready to stand firm in your beliefs and in your actions. In your career, you may have to face opposition or challenges that require you to stand your ground and protect your work or your ideas. So there might be someone who's opposed to your plans, or they just try to put obstacles in your way. The Nine of Wands encourages you to remain steadfast, resilient, showing your determination to overcome obstacles and maintain your stance. If you want to know how someone feels, the Nine of Wands indicates that there is mutual interest, there is attraction, warm feelings, but also a need for control and boundaries. So someone wants things on their terms, and there might be insistent on having things their way, which can create tension in the relationship, but you, on the other hand, can draw boundaries to that and say that I'm not going to tolerate this or that, or even fight for what you want to, so that things are not always on their terms. It's important to communicate openly and to find a way to balance desires and expectations if you can, and that's the way to avoid conflicts. Strong day seems to be Monday. For Leo, we had the Queen of Swords and now the Seven of Wands. Last week there must have been important messages or important communication, and you may have found yourself in situations where you had to speak your mind, or make decisive choices, or assert your position in some way. You will get a similar vibe this week, as the Seven of Wands shows a need to stand your ground, to defend your position, face opposition, so you may have to protect yourself from challenges or a verbal attack, or defend your views and actions against those who oppose you. In your career, the Seven of Wands suggests a week where you may face opposition and the need to defend yourself. This could involve colleagues who disagree with you, or individuals who are trying to cause trouble. The Seven of Wands encourages you to stand firm in your beliefs, showing resilience, determination, and it's a time to be prepared for conflict, but also to assertively protect your interests and your ideas. If you want to know how someone feels, there is mutual interest, but this person feels there are also significant differences in what you want from the relationship. For that reason, there might be resistance and different relationship goals, despite the attraction, despite the positive feelings they have for you. So this card suggests that the person you're interested in is attracted to you, but at the same time reluctant to align their goals with yours. Strong days for this week are Tuesday and Sunday. For Virgo, we had the Three of Wands and now the Knight of Wands. Last week you may have found yourself in situations where you were laying the groundwork for future projects, or you were setting long-term goals, or you were considering new opportunities. It was a week of preparation most likely, and envisioning what's to come, as the Three of Wands is one of the cards strongly associated with the future. Now this week the energy shifts to the dynamic and adventurous vibe of the Knight of Wands. Following the planning atmosphere of the Three of Wands, the Knight of Wands brings a sense of action, excitement, forward movement. This week you will take bold steps, you will seize opportunities that you were reluctant to get before, and you will open yourself up to new adventures. It's a time when you might find yourself moving from planning to actively making things happen. In your career, this week you transition from making plans to implementing them into your professional life. This could involve unexpected and exciting developments and an opportunity that opens new doors for you. The Knight of Wands encourages you to avoid overthinking, overanalyzing, as that could create delays and you could possibly miss opportunities. So this is a week to take bold action, to be open to new possibilities that can propel you forward. If you want to know how someone feels, the Knight of Wands indicates warm, positive feelings and very strong sexuality. This card suggests a period where passion and attraction are heightened, and one way or another that will bring a sense of excitement and even adventure to your romantic life. There will be a strong desire for connection, a willingness to take risks in love, so this might be a week of interesting developments in your love life. Strong days for this week are from Wednesday to Friday. For Libra, we had the Hanged Man and now it's the King of Swords. The Hanged Man represents a period of waiting, reflection, and seeing things from a different perspective. So last week you may have found yourself in situations that required patience, a willingness to pause, to reassess. Maybe there were delays and things weren't moving as fast as you hoped for. Following the slow and passive atmosphere of the Hanged Man, the King of Swords brings a different vibe because this is a fast and determined energy and will make you focus on taking control, especially in terms of communication and decision making. You may find yourself becoming more decisive and more proactive in your communications, and others will respond to that accordingly. In your career this week, you will move from passivity to taking charge in your professional life in some way. This could involve important talks, important negotiations. Don't forget that the King of Swords is a card of communication, so there will be important conversations or a negotiation where you will communicate clearly and logically. However, be prepared for some critical feedback from someone who does not mince their words, probably someone who has a position of power. If you want to know how someone feels, the King of Swords indicates that someone feels you are judgmental towards them and that you want more than they can offer at this stage. So this person may feel pressured by your expectations and uncertain if they can meet your expectations. So this card suggests a week where there might be a sense of emotional distance, but also a need for clear communication that could change the dynamics. It's important to communicate openly about your needs and about your concerns, something that will allow for a space for honest dialogue. Strong days are from Friday to Sunday. For Scorpio, we had the Star and now it's the Ace of Pentacles. Last week you may have started setting goals, making plans, envisioning a brighter future because the Star is associated with the future, the distant future to be precise. But maybe you saw the first manifestation of your efforts, and for some of you, people in foreign countries played their role in that. Now we have the practical and opportunity-filled vibe of the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles brings a focus on taking practical action to make those plans happen. This card represents new beginnings, opportunities, material success. So it's a week when you might start to see the fruits of your hard work materialize in concrete ways. In your career, this is a week where you move from planning to taking action and seeing results. You may see an opportunity you worked hard for finally materializing, such as a promotion or a raise. This week you will take practical steps to ensure your continued success. A reward is coming your way, either in the form of acknowledgement of your efforts or as a monetary reward. In your love life, if you want to know how someone feels, the Ace of Pentacles indicates they want something stable and long-lasting with you. That's how they feel. The Ace of Pentacles indicates the beginning of a relationship, if it's a new relationship, that has potential for something serious, or a new beginning in an existing relationship. This card generally shows a period of growth, tangible progress, and keep in mind that the first stages will be slow, because pentacles are slow, but the potential for something serious is definitely there. The strong days of this week are from Monday to Wednesday. For Sagittarius, we had the Two of Cups and now the Eight of Swords. Last week, feelings, relationships, partnerships of any kind took center stage. You may have found yourself in situations where your focus was on how to make a relationship, romantic or otherwise, more stable and more positive. Now, following this harmonious atmosphere, the Eight of Swords brings a sense of limitations and feeling trapped in a situation that you see no way out. However, the Eight of Swords often represents perceived obstacles and self-imposed restrictions. So if you find yourself feeling confined by circumstances, examine if it's your own thoughts that make you feel this way. In your career this week, you will have to resolve issues or remove obstacles in your professional life. This could involve facing challenges that may be more perceived again than real. It's important to critically evaluate the obstacles you face and recognize which ones are real and which are imagined or projected. If you want to know how someone feels, the Eight of Swords indicates that they feel there are outside influences or their own thoughts are limiting the relationship. This person may feel trapped or unable to move forward due to these perceived limitations. And this card suggests a week where external pressures or internal fears create a sense of blockage in the relationship. It's important to communicate openly about these feelings and work together to address and overcome these obstacles. Strong day for this week seems to be Thursday. For Capricorn, we had the Three of Cups and now the Eight of Cups. Last week you had a very nice card, the Three of Cups, that represents social connections, friendships, moments of happiness. You may have found yourself in situations where you were enjoying the company of friends, or maybe you celebrated something, an achievement, or something significant, or you felt the support of your social circle. It must have been a week of fun, positive social interactions. Now the Eight of Cups brings a sense of change, a need of change, of moving on from situations that are not fulfilling anymore. This card often represents the decision to walk away from something that no longer feels satisfying or meaningful. So you may feel the need to leave behind what once felt good and to pursue something more fulfilling. In your career this week, you will realize that the change is necessary. Someone may leave your team or your workplace, or you decide that your current work is not fulfilling. The Eight of Cups encourages you to evaluate what truly satisfies you and to be courageous and in seeking out new opportunities that align better with your goals and your values. So it's a time to prioritize your long-term happiness over short-term comfort. If you want to know how someone feels, this person may keep distance and they feel regrets about things that happened between you. This card suggests a week where there may be emotional or physical distance in your relationship, and that could lead to feelings of regret or longing for what could have been. It's important to reflect on those feelings and consider what changes are necessary to move forward in a healthy and fulfilling way, especially if you have an ex in your mind. Under this energy, life is pushing you towards change, not towards the past. Strong day of this week seems to be Saturday. For Aquarius, we had the Nine of Wands and now the King of Cups. Last week you may have found yourself in situations where you needed to protect your interests or yourself or a relationship, and you must have faced the challenges head-on in order to maintain your stance despite opposition. This week's energies become more positive and more gentle because the King of Cups represents the ability to manage your emotions wisely, to offer compassion and understanding to yourself and others. So you might find yourself becoming more flexible and more mellow, and also there's a chance you will receive support from an influential figure. In your work, this is a week where you move from dealing with obstacles or opposition or standing your ground to experiencing improved conditions in your professional life, especially if you have been dealing with stubborn individuals. So at work, things are getting better and you may take on a leadership role. Additionally, someone in a position of power will become supportive of you or will recognize your efforts and your contributions. If you want to know how someone feels, the King of Cups indicates that if there was a resistance previously, now things are getting better and they feel more loving and more compassionate towards you. Their energy becomes more loving, more affectionate. This is a week where emotional connections deepen and there is a greater expression of affection. The person who was previously resistant may now become more emotionally supportive and more open. And that can lead to a more harmonious and a more loving relationship. It's important to reciprocate this energy with understanding and compassion. Strong days are from Friday to Sunday. For Pisces, we had the Lovers and now it's the Ten of Swords. Last week you may have found yourself in situations where you made significant decisions regarding your personal or professional life. For some of you, this could have manifested as you asking someone else to make a decision about your relationship. Now, the Ten of Swords this week is a rather difficult energy, admittedly, because it often brings a sense of endings and finality. This card represents the conclusion of a difficult situation and the need to let go. So you may find yourself changing your mind about something you decided last week, and you may also distance yourself from a situation that you believe that no longer serves you. In your career this week, something difficult in your professional life comes to an end. It could be the end of a challenging project or the end of a stressful period or a disagreement with someone that's not yet resolved, but it will not escalate either. The Ten of Swords encourages you to accept the end of this phase and look forward to new beginnings. So it's a time to let go of what no longer works for you, but also to prepare for a fresh start. If you try to hold on to things that aren't working, that will probably backfire in some way. If you want to know how someone feels, the Ten of Swords indicates there are negative feelings at the moment and communication that has gone awry. This card suggests a period where there might be hurtful words or misunderstandings or a disruption in a relationship caused by things that got out of control. However, the end of this situation can lead to growth and the opportunity to move forward in a healthier direction, either within a relationship or in a new connection. The strong day of this week seems to be Sunday. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for all signs for the week of July 22 to July 28. I hope you enjoyed them and I will see you again next week. Have a great week.